Hey y'all, and welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Tiffany. This is our small town life. In case you're new, we are happy to have you here. I'm going to make some bread today. Both of my little boys are napping, and so I'm going to use that opportunity to get some bread going. I'm going to make a white loaf bread today. Been making a lot of hamburger and hot dog buns lately, and y'all have seen that. I'll link some of those videos for you, but just in case you haven't seen them. But today we're going to do a white loaf. I've already been tidying up in the kitchen some. Have some more to do. Maybe I'll bring you along for that today. It is raining outside. It has rained a lot. Like a lot. And I'm kind of over it. And then we have a basketball game this afternoon. Huddy has a basketball game. So a lot going on. It's been a slow morning, but it's going to turn into a busy day. And while I have a little bit of downtime, I'm going to get some bread going and then finish tidying up the kitchen. Let's go ahead and get everything out that we need. For this recipe, I'm going to start with my paddle attachment and then we'll swap it over to the dough hook. So here are the ingredients. I'm going to use 3/4 cup of warm water, 3/4 cup of warm milk. I just warmed it ever so slightly in the microwave. And then 3 tablespoons of butter. Mine's melted. It just needs to be soft. But mine melted, so I'm letting that cool down a little bit. You want everything to be warm but not hot. A packet of fast rising instant yeast, or about 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. We're going to use a couple of tablespoons of sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of sugar, and that was 3 tablespoons of butter. I don't know if I said that. And about 3.5 cups of flour, give or take. You just kind of have to see how things are going. Let me show you what it looks like outside today. Do you see that? Oh, definitely not my favorite kind of weather. And on these days where it's extra like rainy and humid, that can affect your ingredients too. Like the moisture that's in the air will soak into your ingredients. So sometimes you just have to play with it and experiment, but that's part of the fun. Fletcher is starting to wake up, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything going in here real quick. Because I'm using fast rising instant yeast, it doesn't have to proof, and all of my ingredients can just go right in. I'm going to start with my liquids and my yeast and then go from there. Did I say we're adding a little salt to this too? I know I set the salt down. We're gonna sprinkle in a little bit of salt too. All right, I'm gonna get everything going in my mixer. I'm gonna start with my paddle attachment, and then after I put probably about the first cup of flour, I'll swap over to my dough hook. Put a little bit of oil in my bowl. I'm using sunflower oil, but you could use olive oil or whatever you have. And I'm just going to coat the pan and the dough with the oil. Cover it, and we're going to let it rise until it doubles, probably about an hour and a half or so. I'm going to put it in my oven with the light on, just because that's somewhere that's warm. No heat, just the light. That'll be nice and warm for it. Both of the boys woke up from their naps. Wyatt woke up a little bit cranky, but that's okay. We all do that sometimes. I have already been cleaning around the kitchen this morning. I got some dishes done. I've still got a bottle I need to wash. Cleaned my stove. Y'all, that's something that I used to, or the oven, that's something that I used to Oh, I didn't like doing it at all. And I would let it get so bad before I would ever do anything about it. And that just makes it worse. Like if you stay on top of it, as with most things, it makes the task a little bit easier when it comes time to get it done. So that wasn't that bad. The oven's clean. And I still need to clean up my mess from my bread making. Go ahead and put all these things away. Get some stuff in the dishwasher. And get this area tidied back up. Hetty just brought me a piece of paper because I'm going to sit down and kind of draw out how I'm envisioning the garden this year. I'm a very visual person. I need to kind of see how I'm thinking about laying things out. We'll probably do the big garden as well as our small garden right here beside the porch. So I think the small garden is what I'm going to start like drawing out and working on, because I will sit down with my mom and stepdad and we'll talk about what's going to go in the big garden. This is what I'm thinking, and it could change, and I drew it out this way because that's how the garden is kind of laid out off of our porch. It kind of goes at an angle, and I needed to visualize it that way. We already have garlic in the ground, and it's doing well. It's all across the front of the garden. That will get harvested late spring, maybe early summer. And then I want to put some tomatoes right here where they're handy to get to for snacking and sandwiches. I want to probably plant some romas here in our small garden as well as over in the big garden, because I want to can a lot more tomatoes than what we did last year. And the romas canned very well, and so we'll probably have some here as well as over in the big garden. I want to kind of do 2 rows of cucumbers so we can kind of trellis them and let them climb across the rows maybe. Definitely want some yellow squash over here because we eat so much of that. And then a row of peas and a row of beans. And I haven't decided yet exactly what varieties, but I'm doing my research, and it's about time to get all these seeds ordered. So that's why I was kind of thinking about this, and like I said, I've got to sit down with my mom and stepdad too here soon and decide what all we're going to do over in the big garden so that we can get everything ordered and start getting seeds started. It's exciting. It's an exciting time of year, even though it's like still dreary and cold. It's like the planning has begun, so that brings the excitement with it. And I'm thinking that I may try radishes in my raised bed. like right outside the door. Y'all, I love radishes so much, and I will plant several like rounds of radishes. Maybe we'll put some out in the ground as well, just because that's what I know, and I know that's like what I'm comfortable with. But I want to try some in a raised bed too and see how that goes. I tried some in the raised bed like late season, before it started getting really cold, like late fall season, before it started getting really cold, and we had a real big cold snap, and they didn't do well. But I think I can do radishes in containers. As much as I love radishes, I've never grown them in containers. So that's going to be something new that we try this year. But I'll probably also put some in the ground just because that's what I know and it's what I'm comfortable with. But we are going to experiment with radishes grown in containers right outside my door because, I don't know, they make me happy. And so if I can see them and see them growing, and they grow pretty quick, that'll just, I don't know, it'll make me happy. So we're gonna experiment with that this year too. Maybe I'll put them in the ground behind the garlic. So my rows will be going this way, but maybe I'll do a row of radishes this way because that's the direction the garlic is going. And then once we harvest the garlic, we can just do additional rows of radishes there as well, and kind of let that area be my radish area, because I want all the radishes, all of them. I enjoy eating them raw, putting them on salads, just snacking on them. Discovered that I like them roasted, so yeah, we'll have lots of radishes. My dough has been rising for an hour and it looks beautiful, so we're gonna go ahead and get it in the pan for a second rise. And I just have this sprayed down with some olive oil. See how beautiful? Oh, and it smells so good. Just gonna knead this a little bit. And then I'm gonna press it out into a rectangle and roll it into a loaf to go in our pan. Pinch my seams together just a little bit, y'all. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna let this rise again. Cover it and put it back in that warm place. Change of plans. I usually do it in this bigger pan, but I kind of want to experiment and see if I can get it to puff up real big over the top of the pan. So we're going to put it in a smaller loaf pan. Let's experiment. Audrey put one of my rain jackets on to go out and feed the chickens. It's one that I never wear. As a matter of fact, I told her, I said, you can have that one. I never wear it. There was a receipt in the pocket where I had bought gas. You want to guess how much it was a gallon? Let me look at the date first. It was from January 3rd, 2016. Go ahead, guess. Make a guess on how much it was a gallon before I tell you. Let me know down in the comments. Leave your guess. It was $1.70 a gallon. Audrey made a scrambled egg in her pocket. Yeah. It happens from time to time. When the eggs get put in the pocket, sometimes you end up with scrambled eggs. Yeah. You didn't crack those two. Nope. The other day, Audrey went to feed the chickens, and a mouse had gotten into the feed bucket. She got her a little surprise, didn't you? This has risen beautifully, and I came in and carefully pulled this back as it was rising because I was afraid it would stick to it and then I would deflate it when I took it off. I'm going to go ahead and cut this on 350 and let it bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. And I'm just going to leave it in there as it's preheating as well. Well, y'all, we are off to basketball games. We love you. We appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.